guys, glad you're here. Since I finally put in some thought into how I structure this series, I figured after every 2 episodes would be a good place to put a supplemental, until I run out of vaults that aren't vaults, or that I just simply can't explore. Some will be longer than others. Like, I'm assuming cutting out all this live action stuff, this one will be like a minute long. Some museums. They're legit, right? That's the most of the museums I went to as a kid. I had more of a fondness for the history ones than the science ones. There's just something about seeing a weapon, forged of materials that were here at the beginning of time, killing people so old that their names have been lost to history. It stirs something really primal deep inside of me. Putting aside that disturbing thought, I heard there's a museum in downtown DC, so I had to visit it while I was here. After clearing the place of souvenirs, I learned there was an exhibit paid for by Vault-Tec, a showcase of how great life in the vault would be. So of course, I went into the exhibit. I first learned about the museum of technology from a disc jockey who's trying too hard. He sent me there to steal a satellite dish from a spacecraft. I did not think this would work because surely that was just a replica and not the actual ship. I only agreed to go because I really wanted to go on a field trip to a museum. As I said, I was accosted by a few supermans, which was annoying, but this DC variety are a dime a dozen. As I looted their weightless ammo, a banner caught my eye. Vault-Tec. I knew this was going to be awful. What lies did they feed the public this time? At the very least, since this was not an actual vault and was meant to lure people in, I assumed it would not be a death trap, so I could check it out. Despite my feelings of safety, I wanted more information, so I looked at a public terminal first. After kissing up to Vault-Tec a little bit further grant, the museum goes on to boast its newest addition, a section of a vault to walk through. You can see the amenities as well as probably ask questions to the teenage tour guide who is being paid minimum wage. I won't have that luxury as they are all dead. On the plus side, I don't have to buy tickets and wait for a tour time. Still, I wanted to be completely sure this was safe, so I found a terminal for employees. It was for maintenance, but I assumed they would be in on any conspiracy since they would need to make it run smoothly. Another mention of Vault-Tec on this computer was that they installed 3 new reactors due to the increased power consumption from the Vault-Tec Vault Tour. Something I don't understand, because the Vault-Tec Vault Tour should not take that much power. Finally feeling safe, I started the tour. I was honestly floored by their dedication right off the bat. They even created a faux cave for the vault to nestled into instead of starting with the door. Speaking of the door, one of the reasons I chose to do this supplemental right after Vault 106 is because this vault door also has 106 stamped on the front. It didn't feel relevant to include that in the last video, so I figured it served as a nice bookend here. As soon as I stepped in, it startled me with a voice from beyond. At first, I thought it was God. Then I remembered it was a museum and it was pre-recorded. It opened up with some audacious lies about Vault-Tec SSS technology. Safety, survivability, and sanitation. I know for a fact those first 2 are huge lies. Maybe they're more sanitary than I give them credit for, though. I mean, it's been like 200 years, so they might be a little bit dirty. I ventured further in only to see most of the vault was blocked off, which made sense since it was an exhibit. I guess the whole exhibit was motion activated since doors opened when I went near it and the voice started without prompting. It proceeded to tell me that with only a 2% projected failure rate, everyone in the vault would be fine. And that all sounds well and good, but you know that means 1 in 50 vaults will fail. There are at least 122 of these. I did calm down when I realized there would only be direct hits on the door, and also that most everyone in the vaults die by experiments instead. The next exhibit answered a long-held question of mine. Why aren't they depressed with no sunlight? Apparently they were working on that with semi-sun technology. Reproduces the effect of sunlight with only a fraction of the sunburn potential. Shame I've never seen it in any vault. Another technology they promise but never deliver is a floor-suck auto-cleaning, which is for dust, I guess. Ironically, there's a dead janitor celebrating Halloween and cleaning right outside that exhibit. This next one made me mad. They act like each family gets their own kitchen with their own Culinado 3000. No. I have never seen a vault that gives each family this much space. Most get a single room, adjoining ones if they're lucky, and the ones that aren't lucky get dormitories. This right here is the biggest lie Vault-Tec ever told. Maybe moms do get to use a Culinado 3000 kitchen system, but they'd only get to use it in the diner. The last amenity they include is the Entertaintron room. I've also never seen one of these, but that might be for the best. It looks very uncomfortable. They end the tour of telling you Big Brother is watching, which feels like something they should keep to themselves for the experiment's sake. The last room is just as depressing as would be expected from Vault-Tec. Oddly enough, they had the vault door shape, but didn't include a door. They offer a brochure, which I was really hoping to be able to find, but no such luck. And that was the end of the tour. Oh, and if you're curious, that was the actual spacecraft. The radio star was right, and I fixed the signal. I guess that was a bit longer than a minute, but when you write these things by the seat of your pants, you can't really guess how long the time's gonna be. I'm obviously not surprised this vault is full of lies, but it's possible they weren't meant to be lies. Maybe they actually wanted to incorporate all these features into the vaults, but realized that they were too expensive. But what I think is more likely is they wanted to lure people in, so they made these extravagant promises, and then cut them to save money. 2 birds with 1 stone. Besides, they never cared if the people were comfortable, they just wanted test subjects. After all, the vaults were never meant to save anyone.